All right, let's get right into it. We're going to spend the next few minutes architecting your digital asset for 2026. And I mean really architecting it. We're cutting through all the hype, all the noise. See, this isn't about chasing the latest trend. This is about building real, sustainable, long-term value in a world that feels like it's changing every single second. So, check this out. This quote, it completely flips the script on everything we've been told. You know the story, right? You need millions in VC funding, you need these massive teams to even have a shot in the tech world. But what's actually happening? The data shows this powerful counter-movement, a full-blown revolution of solo founders, and they're building these incredibly profitable, super-focused businesses. It's kind of like the creator economy, but for software. It's a huge deal.
And the scale of this thing, it is absolutely staggering. We're talking about a global software as a service market that's projected to just blow past $300 billion by 2026. So let's be clear, this is not some small cottage industry. This is a seismic shift. It's literally creating a brand new asset class, one that's built on a totally different set of rules and powered by some amazing new tech.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to cover the solo founder revolution, then meet your new AI co-pilot. After that, we'll dive into winning in the niches, get real about the challenges, and then wrap it all up by building your 2026 playbook.
All right, first up, the solo founder revolution. This is all about how we're seeing this new asset class emerge, with solo entrepreneurs becoming this incredibly powerful economic force, building digital assets that are meant to last.
So what's the engine driving this revolution? It's something called Micro-SaaS. Now, this isn't your typical software that tries to be everything to everyone. No way. Micro-SaaS is all about laser focus. It finds a very specific problem for a very specific group of people and just nails the solution. And it does this using a ton of automation, which lets it run with super low overhead. The result? A lean, mean, and incredibly powerful asset.
And look, this isn't just happening by chance. It's really a perfect storm of different trends all coming together at once. You've got no-code and low-code platforms that mean, hey, you don't have to be a hardcore developer to build something anymore. That's a game changer. Plus, businesses are getting tired of those bloated, one-size-fits-all software suites. They're actively looking for hyper-specialized tools that just work.
Okay, on to our second big piece, your new AI co-pilot. Now, the key here is to stop thinking about AI as just another feature you tack on. That's the old way. We need to start seeing AI as a foundational teammate, a true co-pilot that completely changes the math on what it takes to build a real business asset.
I mean, just look at the difference. It's night and day. The old way, you needed huge dev teams, these painfully slow build cycles, and just massive overhead. The new way is a total paradigm shift. You have a solo founder paired with an AI co-pilot, and suddenly you can iterate at lightning speed. You're building a more resilient, more profitable asset right from the get-go.
So what does this AI teammate actually do?
Well, it's not about replacing you. It's about augmenting you. Think of it like an intelligent partnership. AI becomes your data analyst, digging through numbers and spotting patterns you would have totally missed. It's your customer service agent, fielding questions so you can stay focused on building. It's even your junior developer, cranking out all that boring boilerplate code. This kind of deep integration is what makes it possible for just one person to run what used to be a really complex, high-value business.
Okay, let's make this super concrete. Think about it. In the past, if you wanted to get some insight from your database, you had to hire a data scientist to write all this complex code in a language called SQL. It was a whole process. But now you have the Gemini advantage. A founder can literally just ask a question in plain English, like, hey, what were my top-selling products last month? And boom, Gemini generates all that complex SQL for you and just gives you the answer. This access to data for everyone, it's a massive unlock for building a truly intelligent asset.
So that brings us to our third section, winning in the niches. Because all this power we've been talking about, the lean micro-SaaS model, your AI co-pilot, it's at its absolute most powerful when you unleash it in a very specific, underserved niche market. This is where you create real, defensible value.
And the data on this couldn't be clearer. When you look at niche platforms, places built around a specific hobby or a shared passion, their engagement rates are 2 to 3 times higher than the big mainstream social networks. And why does that matter? It's simple. An engaged audience is a valuable audience. They're way more likely to open their wallets for a solution that actually gets them and their problems. This really connects all the dots. Let's look at a few examples. You've got FishBrain, a platform for people who love to fish. They use computer vision to identify different fish species, and that lets them create this amazing asset, predictive fishing forecasts. Or think about an AI proposal generator. It uses things like NLP, that's natural language processing, and machine learning to completely automate getting new clients. See the pattern? In every case, a specific AI tech is used in a specific niche to build a sustainable, long-term asset. And here's the kicker. This advantage of going niche isn't just a feeling. You can actually measure it. There's this thing called vertical AI, which is just a fancy way of saying AI that's trained on data from one specific industry. Well, that kind of AI cuts its error rate by 20 to 40% compared to the generic do-everything models. That, right there, is your competitive edge. Your asset is just better. It's more accurate, more trustworthy, and way more valuable because it speaks the language of its niche.
Okay, time for a reality check. Let's move into section 4, beyond the hype. Because look, everything we've talked about sounds incredible, right? But if we're serious about building a real, lasting asset, we have to get honest about the challenges. Facing these hurdles head-on is the only way to build something that's actually going to stand the test of time.
And this quote right here, it's a pretty stark warning. The biggest risk with AI isn't some evil, malicious superintelligence like in the movies. It's much simpler. It's well-intentioned but incompetent AI. Think about it. You tell an agent, hey, optimize this code for me. Well, the most optimal solution might be to just delete the entire project because, hey, 0 lines of code is peak efficiency, right? Without the right guardrails, these tools can cause absolute disasters.
So we've really got to wrap our heads around these hurdles that aren't always obvious. You've got AI hallucinations, where the model just makes stuff up that sounds completely plausible but is totally wrong. Then there's the fact that scaling AI isn't just a tech problem, it's a huge governance challenge. And maybe the scariest one is the gap between how confident an AI sounds and how competent it actually is. If you want to build a truly resilient asset, you have to engineer it from the ground up, expecting these failures.
So where does that leave us? Well, it brings us to our final, most important section, building your 2026 playbook. So how do we put all this together? How do we take the massive opportunity, the incredible technology, and the very real challenges, and architect a strategy that actually wins? First things first, you've got to ditch this idea that there's one single magic programming language that does it all. The architecture for 2026 is a mix and match system, a team of languages, each playing to its own unique strengths. You're going to use Python for the heavy lifting AI logic, because that's where its libraries shine. Then you'll bring in something high performance like Rust or Go for the stuff that absolutely cannot lag. And of course, you'll use JavaScript for the front-end user interface to make it feel snappy and alive. It's all about using the right tool for the right job. That's how you build a robust asset. Okay, so let's boil it down. These are your strategic priorities. Number 1, you have to build on a rock-solid data foundation. Garbage in, garbage out. Number 2, prioritize trust and explainability. You need to be able to explain why your AI did what it did. Third, invest in yourself. You have to upskill to work with these new tools. And finally, the most important one, keep your eyes on the prize. You are building a long-term asset, not just a quick, disposable product. So as we look ahead to 2026, the fundamental question we're asking is changing completely. Pretty soon, the technical ability of AI to do the work, that's just going to be a given. It'll be table stakes. The real differentiator, the thing that separates a truly valuable digital asset from everything else, is going to come down to one word: trust. So the question for you isn't just, can AI do the work? It's, have you built an asset that's smart enough to actually be trusted? And that right there, that's the ultimate challenge. But it's also the